so get this. Apple might be diving headfirst into the smart home game, and I mean really shaking things up.
Yeah, this is big, if it's true.
Right. And it seems like there's some actual fire behind all this smoke.
Well, we've got these leaks.
Yeah, from that tech blog, you know the one? They always seem to be a few steps ahead.
Right. Always dropping those truth bombs.
Exactly. And they're saying Apple's got this whole new device up their sleeve.
Not just a device, a total game changer, potentially.
Okay, so let's break this down for everyone listening. What are we actually talking about here?
So picture this. A sleek little gadget, kind of like if an iPad and a control panel had a baby.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, and it's not just about looks. This thing is supposed to be the brain, the heart, the everything for your entire smart home setup.
No more juggling a million different apps just to turn on the lights.
Exactly. Imagine one single system, beautifully designed, Apple style of course, to manage every aspect of your connected home.
Lights, thermostat, security cameras, the whole shebang.
You got it. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay, hit me.
The leak mentions something called HomeOS.
HomeOS, like iOS, but for your house.
Bingo! This isn't just about one device, it's about an entirely new platform. They're building an ecosystem.
Whoa, okay, that's getting big. So what can we actually do with this thing besides, impress our friends with its sleek design?
Think about all the things you do in your home. Now, imagine those things being smarter, smoother, more integrated.
Okay, like what? Give me an example.
Let's say you're heading home from work. This device could learn your routine, know when to preheat the oven.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Right. And it could even adjust the lighting to match your mood. Maybe cue up your favorite playlist as you walk in the door.
Okay, that does sound pretty tempting. But let's get real for a second. Isn't this a recipe for disaster if everything relies on a single device? I mean, what happens if the Wi-Fi goes down? Or worse, Apple decides to pull the plug on the whole system.
Yeah, you've hit on a major concern.
Right. Imagine being stuck with a house full of expensive smart devices that suddenly become as useful as a brick.
It's the classic walled garden issue that people are worried about.
And Apple's notorious for their closed ecosystem, right?
Yeah. And this level of integration, while convenient, could make it really difficult, maybe impossible, to use devices from other companies. You'd be locked in.
Okay, so convenience on one hand, but potential headaches on the other. What about this Apple Intelligence they keep mentioning? What does that even mean? Are we talking about, like, Siri on steroids?
It's hard to say for sure, but yeah, it likely involves AI on a whole new level.
Like HAL 9000 level.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but think about it. Imagine a system that learns your habits, your preferences, maybe even your moods. It could anticipate your needs before you even realize you have them.
So it could be super helpful, but also kind of creepy. Like, is my house spying on me now?
That's the big question, right? The ethical implications are huge.
Yeah, where do we draw the line between helpful tech and, like, an invasion of privacy?
It all comes down to transparency and control. We need to know what data is being collected, how it's being used, and most importantly, have the ability to opt out if we want to.
Right, because some things are better left private.
Yeah.
Even if it means sacrificing a bit of convenience. But, okay, before we go full conspiracy theorist here, let's talk robots.
Robots.
Yeah, the leak mentions a robotic companion device. I mean, what does that even mean? Are we talking about Rosie the robot from the Jetsons?
A robot butler might be a bit far-fetched, at least for now.
Okay, good, because I'm not sure I'm ready to share my living space with a robot just yet.
But it does show that Apple is thinking big, thinking long-term.
So, like, a whole home ecosystem, complete with robot helpers. This sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But this is the future we're heading towards, whether we're ready for it or not.
It's a lot to process. On one hand, you've got the potential for amazing convenience, like a truly smart home that anticipates your every need. But then there's the other side, the potential for tech dependence, privacy concerns, maybe even a robot uprising. Who knows?
Maybe not a robot uprising, but it's definitely a lot to consider.
It really is. So what do you think? Is Apple about to revolutionize the way we live in our homes? Or are we headed for a future where we're even more plugged in, more reliant on technology, more vulnerable than ever?
It's a question without an easy answer. But one thing's for sure, things are about to get interesting.
No doubt about that. And I, for one, can't wait to see how this all unfolds.